2:48 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:48 halftime. Nigeria 0-1 Argentina. 2:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:47 2:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:46 2:45 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:45 updated at 2:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:41 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:41 2:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:42 2:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:38 2:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:38 2:37 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:37 2:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:35 2:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:35 updated at 2:41 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:33 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:33 2:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:29 2:28 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:28 updated at 2:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:27 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:27 updated at 2:29 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:24 updated at 2:24 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:22 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:22 2:19 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:19 2:18 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:18 2:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:17 2:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:16 updated at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:14 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:14 goal. Nigeria 0-1 Argentina. Messi, 14 minutes, updated at 2:21 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:13 2:12 p.m. EDT. 14:12 2:10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:10 2:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:09 2:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:08 updated at 2:08 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:07 updated at 2:12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:04 updated at 2:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:02 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:02 updated at 2:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 2:01 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 14:01 1:57 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:57 1:55 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:55 1:49 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:49 updated at 1:58 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:47 1:46 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:46 exclusive footage from the mutinous Argentina camp. 1:44 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:44 1:40 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:40 1:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:38 1:17 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:17 1:13 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:13 1:11 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:11 1:09 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:09 1:07 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:07 1:04 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 13:04 Nigeria stick with the 3-5-2 formation that worked to such great effect in the 2-0 win over Iceland. There's no need to change something that isn't broken. If only the same could be said of Argentina, who have made sweeping changes to the side that collapsed against Croatia. How much of that is down to Jorge Sampaoli? Diddly squat if you believe reports in the Argentinian media claiming that the manager no longer picks the team. They have ditched the 3-5-2 in favor of a 4-4-2 and have made changes to the starting 11, with Franco Armani, Marcos Rojo, Ever Banega, Angel Di Maria and Gonzalo Higuain replacing Willy Caballero, Eduardo Salvio, Maximiliano Meza, Marcos Acuna and Sergio Aguero. Leo Messi joins Higuain up front. The goalkeeper, Armani, is making his first start for Argentina. It's the last throw of the dice. Will it work? Updated at 1:53 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 12:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. 12:54 Team News Nigeria, Uzoho, Omero, Balogun, Ikong, Moses, Idibo, Ndidi, Mikel, Adou, Musa, Iheanacho. Argentina, Armani, Mercado, Otamendi, Rojo, Tagliafico, Perez, Mascherano, Banega, Di Maria, Messi, Higuain. Referee, Cunate Kacker, Turkey. Updated at 12:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 11:58 a.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time, 11:58 Preamble. Hello. Before we begin, please join me in a moment of silence. It's the done thing when Argentina play these days, although there's a chance that the state of mourning after last Thursday's capitulation to Croatia was a tad premature. They might be in a state of total disarray, with word spreading that the players have completely ostracized Jorge Sampaoli and will pick the team themselves, but they could still squeeze into the second round of the 2018 World Cup. All Argentina are likely to need is a victory over Nigeria, and, if history's a reliable guide, that shouldn't be asking too much. These two know each other well. 4 times they've met in the group stage of the World Cup. 4 times Argentina have triumphed by the odd goal. Nigeria are contesting their 6th World Cup, and it was almost inevitable that they would be drawn with their bogey team. It happened in 1994, it happened in 2002, it happened in 2010, it happened in 2014, and it's happened again in Russia. If Argentina can maintain their supremacy over the Super Eagles, the cracks will be papered over, assuming Iceland don't rack up a big win over Croatia in Group D's other encounter. You can read more on the permutations here. But Nigeria, who are likely to need no more than a point to finish second, believe the balance of power is finally going to swing their way. Gernot Rohr's sprightly side were poor in their opener against Croatia, but they were resurgent in their second game against Iceland, with Ahmed Musa scoring 2 fine goals, and they'll take confidence from the memory of beating Argentina 4-2 in a friendly in Krasnodar last November. Admittedly, Argentina were without Lionel Messi that day, but they've more or less been without Lionel Messi throughout this tournament. The world's best player had a penalty saved against Iceland. He looked fed up during the anthems before the Croatia game, and he wept after a 3-0 defeat that shone an unflattering light on Argentina's dysfunction. Argentina need him now more than ever, even more than they needed him when he dragged them to this tournament with a hat-trick against Ecuador. But there can be no guarantees. Messi has it within himself to save his country from their first group stage exit since 2002. These are the moments when you remember that he really is only human. And it isn't easy to stay motivated when your goalkeeper is Willy Caballero, your manager has some very sophisticated tattoos, and your country's talent supply has dried up because of ineptitude at the top. Then again, some humans are a bit better at football than others. Similar obituaries were being prepared on Saturday night, when Germany were on the brink of a humiliating early exit. Toni Kroos had other ideas, though, and you wouldn't put it past Messi to rise from his torpor here. All bets are off if he wakes up. At the moment, though, the smart money's on another somber display in Argentinian television studios. Kickoff, 7 p.m. British Summer Time, 9 p.m. in St. Petersburg. Updated at 1:38 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time.